Salams and welcome to another episode of the Quran. Wow, the words of wisdom in the Quran. And today we're looking at chapter number 75. And this gives a very, very powerful thinking or opening our minds to deep thinking when it says, does man think that we cannot even assemble his bones? Okay, so I'll just read a few of the verses. Ya auzu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. I do call to witness the resurrection day, and I do call to witness the self-reproaching spirit. Does man think that we cannot assemble his bones? Nay, we are able to put together in perfect order the very tips of his fingers. Now, this early Quraysh, the Meccan Quraysh, the pagan Quraysh, they couldn't believe this concept that once we are dead and gone, how can a human being be brought back to life? But here the Quran, the Creator Supreme Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala is telling the people, all of mankind, that yes, definitely, absolute, without a doubt, you will be all be brought together again, back to life again. It doesn't matter in what condition you died. You can be buried in the soil. You can be cremated. You can drown in the ocean. You can be in the deepest part of the ocean, in the Mariana Trench, or you can be frozen in minus 270 degrees liquid nitrogen, or you can be flung out into space. You can be sent to Mars or Jupiter or Saturn or Uranus, or beyond the Oort belt. You can be sent to the Andromeda galaxy or the edge of the universe, the furthest distance of the galaxies, billions and billions of light years away. Nevertheless, God in His mercy will bring you back together to Earth, and your bones, your entire body will be resurrected up to the description, up to the finger pattern of your fingerprints. Your retinal eye scan will be exactly the same. Your blood type will be the same. Your entire brain cells, the 100 billion neurons with trillions of interconnections, your entire memory will be brought together. Doesn't matter if you have Alzheimer's disease or Parkinson's disease or any type of dementia, every memory will be brought together. Then you will remember what you did on earth. Everything will be brought back together again. Your entire DNA genetic code will be reassembled together. The human body got more than 30 trillion cells. Entire trillion cells will be brought together again with more than 40 to 50 billion bacteria in your gut. Everything will be reassembled, your body the way it was, so that you can stand in front of your Creator to give an account of the day of judgment, and that is an absolute guarantee. Every human being, irrespective of your religion, no matter what your religion is, even if you don't believe in God, even if you're an atheist or an agnostic, so irrespective of your race, irrespective of your religion, irrespective of your gender, irrespective of your nationality, irrespective of your wealth or status, every single human being, including the Pope, including the presidents and the kings of the world, every single human being will stand in front of the Creator to give an account of what they did. On that day, there will be no lawyers to help you out. There will be no cell phones. There will be no laptops. You can't phone a friend. You can't take a 50-50 chance. There's nothing that will help you except the deeds. Your body will be a witness against yourself, and your book of deeds will be presented on that day. So no one can escape that reality. And that is what this reality is. So in verse 5 we continue, but man wishes to do wrong, even in the time in front of him. He questions, when is the day of resurrection? So the people are so skeptical. Some people are skeptical that, what is this day of resurrection? We don't know what all of that is. When we die, it's finished and over and nothing is going to happen. But the Quran is warning all of mankind, it's warning all of humanity that the day of resurrection is an absolute guarantee. At length, when the sight is dazed, and the moon is buried in darkness, and the sun and the moon are joined together. And this is in this is in verse number 9, when the sun and moon are joined together. This simply means that astronomers tell us that our sun, or the stars, when it reaches an old age, then it starts expanding to form a red giant. It starts expanding, before it becomes a supernova, before it explodes, and then it becomes a black hole where the gravitation pull is so much that everything goes into the black hole. Even light itself bends into the black hole itself. But when the sun is expanding into a red giant, it starts getting bigger and bigger. The first thing it'll absorb, it'll take the planet Mercury, it'll absorb the planet Mercury. Then as it gets bigger, it'll absorb Mercury, Venus, then it'll absorb the planet Venus, then our planet Earth. But before our planet Earth, our moon will be absorbed into the sun. So verse is saying very clearly the sun and moon will be joined together, which is exactly what science is telling us, that when our sun becomes a red giant, the sun and the sun and the moon will then be joined together. Eventually, our planet Earth will also be joined with the sun. All the planets: Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto, everything, the asteroid belt, the Oort belt, the Kuiper belt, everything will be absorbed into the sun, which will then become a supernova. It will be implode on itself to become a black hole as well, right? Then the day will man say, where is the refuge? By no means, there is no place of safety. Before your Lord alone, that day will be the place of rest. That day will man be told all that he put forward and all that he put back. Nay, man will be evidence against himself. That means on that day, your lips will be sealed. Your hands will be given the ability to talk. So your hands will talk to say, I did this and that's the thing. And the man will be in a state of shock. Then the feet will bear witness to say, you know what, I went to that place, or went to that gambling place, or went to that alcohol place, or the murderers, their hands will be sealed. But the hands will say, oh my Lord, it was the soul. I did my hand, because there's a difference between the body and the soul. So the body will complain to say, oh, our creator, you created us, but I did not want to kill this person. But this soul, he made me kill, he made me pick up that gun and kill that person, or he made me squeeze that person's neck. So the hand will bear witness to say, oh, my creator, my hand, me as a hand, I did not want to commit that crime. It was the soul that made me commit the crime. So your hand will bear witness, your feet will bear witness, your tongue will bear witness, everything will bear witness on that day. So that's where the verse says, nay, man will be but evidence against himself, even though he were to put up his excuses. Nay, you people, but you love the fleeting life. You know, the Quran tells us this life is very fleeting. Fleeting means that this life is very, very short. Yet we think that, you know, sometimes we look around us and we see everyone else is dying, and we wonder, when are we going to die? I mean, sometimes we get into a false sense of illusion or delusion that we're not going to die. But we remember COVID, the entire world was in a panic. Everyone was thinking this, the end of the world is come. But now that COVID is over, you know, people used to have a lot of deep thinking, you know, existential crisis that, oh, we're going to die now. What's going to happen after that? But after that, now people have forgotten about the lessons from COVID. Although I'm not talking from a medical point of view where there's long-term COVID, but very briefly, the universe was created 13.8 billion years ago, and our Earth 4.8 billion years. This is billion years, but our life on Earth is less than 100 years. Less than 100 years. So 100 divided by 4.5 billion years, our life on Earth is 0,00000000001 years. We hardly exist. From a mathematical point of view, we don't even exist. So that's what the Quran is telling us, that you love the fleeting life, but this life is very fleeting. Before you know it, you know, you'll reach old age, and before you know it, you're looking at death, you're looking at the grave. Then what will you do? So the whole focus here is that people are so tempted by the distractions of the world, and that's where Satan comes in. Satan or Shaitan or the devil has distracted the Western nations or the advanced civilizations. And the Quran warns us as well that the Ad and the Thamud people, they were the superpowers of the world. They were highly intelligent. They were very advanced in science and technology, but they forgot the creator. They forgot the spiritual dimension. So any society or any community that forgets the soul and that forgets the spiritual dimension, then it must wait for its downfall. Because the minute you forget about the spiritual side of your existence, then your downfall is not far away. And individuals have fallen, and nations and entire empires have also fallen. And in verse number 22, we read, some faces that day will beam in brightness and beauty, looking towards the Lord, and some faces that day will be sad and dismal. And in verse number 34 says, woe to you, mankind, yea, woe. And then it says again, woe to you, O mankind, oh, woe. Does man think that he will be left uncontrolled without purpose? Has not he the same the power to give life to the dead? Very powerful. So the last verse is telling us, do you think the creator who created you in the first place, do you think he can't create you again? Do you think he doesn't have that power? When he intends a thing, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only says, kun fayakun. be, and it is. So it is a reminder that the life is fleeting, the world can end anytime, and it doesn't mean the entire universe is going to end. No. The day you die, that is your day of judgment. Stay well, look after yourself. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen.